All right, brothers and sisters, this is the last couple of weeks of the course. You guys are doing great. You're hanging in there. I applaud you. Um, kind of coming to the end now, so we have 2 weeks left. This is I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight, week 6 and week 7. So 2 critical weeks, about 150 points between the two cases. So important stuff. So this week, I'm looking at the syllabus right now. So this week there's a reading called Discovery Driven Planning. And you're to use this in the cases, so be familiar with it and discuss it in your groups and be ready to use it. Then the week 6, clearing my throat. And week 6 is the DuPont Kevlar case. And I'm going to talk about both of these cases in just a minute. But some of you have talked about the peer participation grades. Those have been fixed, so keep, giving feedback to your peers. And be fair. If someone is not participating, that would only be right to not give them full points. There's a quiz this week on innovation and strategy. And then be sure and keep up your weekly journals. Okay, Kevlar case. This is always fun. Kevlar is what the military uses and police use to protect themselves physically from bullets, other things. And so this was an innovative and much needed discovery. So they found this fiber, and now they have to figure out how to make money out of it. And so this is a case about commercializing this fiber. So you're going to do, like the other cases, to begin with, you're to do a situation analysis, what the issues are, what the problems, support your analysis with data, and, discuss the roles of the company and so forth. And then what your action plan is going to be based on the reading and recommendation that you have. And make sure you have specific actions. And I would add timelines for those actions. And then lastly, as we've done in the other cases, do the what-if analysis. So what if this doesn't work? What if your recommendation doesn't work? What alternatives do they have? Make sure you're clear, specific, and you have timing to it, when this stuff is supposed to happen. This case is 45 points, and so just be aware that's another heavy one for the team. This is an individual case. Sorry. And then the week 7 is a group case. So let's talk about week 7. I'm going to talk about it now because I hope you guys are working on it now, not to wait. Be better to get week 6 out of the way as soon as you can and get into week 7. So, this is a group project, a group video presentation. And keep in mind that everyone in the group needs to participate. You need to be dressed appropriately. And if you don't participate as an individual in the group assignment, you'll get 0 for the score. So I've had some be disappointed with that before because they have good reasons not to participate, but it doesn't really matter what or how good your reason is. If you don't participate, there are no points, and this is 100 points for this particular case. All right, so it asks you to use the results of your financial analysis, your market analysis, your competitive advantage analysis, as you've learned in other assignments during the block. And any other advice that you see that doesn't jump out at you in the case that you might recommend. The more creative you are, the better your score is going to be. So use all the visual aids you can, graphs, charts. I think the syllabus says make it visually stunning. So those of you who are good on graphics and PowerPoint and all that kind of stuff, make sure you use make it a compelling document. So you're in this presentation. Everyone is going to present, so you're going to have to practice this and make sure you're rehearsed just like any good actor or actress would. You need to know your part, and this is not an acting class, but it's simulating a group discussion, and you're presenting your ideas to your client. And in fact, it says your client is the audience. As in a couple of the other cases, only focus on the real estate segment of the business, and you can ignore the other parts. Let's see, what else would be important? I'm reading this from the syllabus, but be sure you read it and go through it with your group thoroughly. And make sure you do your research. There's some tools that the school provides to do business research resources, so utilize those. In the presentation, you're to create a executive summary, situation assessment, and of course action plan and any conclusions that you have. You're to record this, as I mentioned, and you may even want to practice it a couple of times. I've seen in the past where they don't just run with their first practice. They actually practice it several times, and then they review it together and critique it, where they can improve certain things. The video shouldn't be any longer than about 10 minutes. It's not going to kill you if it's a little longer, but it doesn't need to be any longer than that. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll say it again, if you don't participate in this, you're not seen and heard in this video. And I'm not saying we add you in later because you weren't there. If you're not there in the group Skype presentation, then you will not get credit. Again, it's for everyone in the group, and this is the most points of any case we have so far on the block, 100 points. And then you can sigh a big sigh of relief afterwards, because that's it. You did everything you're supposed to do. I wish I could be more involved in the teaching. I think I mentioned this before, that how they've set this block up, we're just not involved. And in semesters before this, we're deeply involved in teaching. And I miss that part of it because there's a lot of insight to provide. But I get it. I see what they're trying to do and trying to accomplish it, but I would love to be sitting next to you when you're discussing these cases, but that isn't my task for this semester. As and always, we love you, brothers and sisters. We're grateful for you. Understand your sacrifices. You've had a lot of your teammates drop because it's hard, but you've endured, so good job. And I wish you well in next semester and semesters beyond. Some of you will be graduating shortly. And I applaud you. Good job. All right, as always, if you have questions, send me notes. I don't have my phone on all the time, but I try and keep it on. So when a few questions or comments, and I'll try and respond to them right away. All right, take care.